Hello, this video is for IXL, activity 7.C.6. It is titled Integer Subtraction Rules. The 3-character code for this lesson is Quebec Zulu Alpha. So they're giving us subtraction of integers. Remember, integers are positive and negative non-decimal numbers, like -5 and 46 and 4 and -5. These are all integers. And subtraction, we see the subtraction sign there, so we're good to go. Now, we learned something interesting in the textbook lesson, chapter 1, lesson 6. And that was this. We learned that we can take any number x minus y, and we can rewrite it as any number x plus the opposite of y. All right, so this is good to go. An example on that, let's do something easy, like 5 minus 3 is equal to 5 plus -3, because they both equal what? 2, right? So we see there's an example of how that would work. So we're going to apply that strategy to these questions in this activity in order to find out if the answer is going to be positive or negative. We don't actually have to calculate the answer in this activity. We're just determining, is the answer going to be positive or is it going to be negative? So in our first one here, we have -5 minus 46. So let's rewrite this -5 plus, and then the opposite, -46. And we see that they're both negative, so the answer is going to be negative, right? And we could actually add those together. 46, 51 would be my answer, -51. On the next one, we're going to take the 4, right? Change the sign from subtraction to addition. The opposite of -5 is +5, and both the add-ins are positive, so our sum is going to be positive as well, and that would be 9. But we see that the answer is going to be positive. On the next one here, -46 minus 8, positive or negative. So let's take the -46, change the subtraction to addition. The opposite of 8 is -8, and so they're both opposite. They're both opposites. They're both negative, and that means our answer is going to be negative. And if we added those together, what would that be? -54. Next question, we have 20 minus -90. Let's change the subtraction to addition. The opposite of the following number, which is -90, is +90. And this is going to be positive, right? They're both positive, so the answer will be positive. And in this case, that's going to be 110. -18. Change the subtraction to addition. The opposite of the number that follows it, which is -16, so that's +16. And here, in this case, we have to consider the absolute value of each add-in because they are different signs. The 18 is negative, the 16 is positive. So -18 has a greater absolute value than +16. So therefore, since 18 has a greater absolute value, then our answer is going to have the same sign as 18. So in this case, it's going to be negative. And if we work that out, that would be 18 minus 16. We would subtract them, and it's going to be -2. Now this one here, I'm probably not going to do the math on. I'm just going to answer the question. All right. So I have 208, and I need to change the sign from subtraction to addition, and then take the opposite of this number here. And so it's negative. I'm going to make it positive. And so we see the answer is going to be positive, right? I'll go ahead and write it out. 1,478,152. Okay, but it's positive plus positive, so it's going to be positive. And the last two questions here, I have a positive number, and I'm going to change the subtraction to addition. I'm going to take the opposite of the 8,066. It's negative, so now it's going to be positive. So I have a positive plus a positive. My answer is going to be positive. Here I have a negative number plus a positive number. So if I take this here, let's change the subtraction to addition. This is a positive number, so it becomes a negative number. I now have a negative plus a negative, which means it's going to get even more negative. So we don't actually have to solve and get an answer on this activity. We're just determining, is the answer going to be positive or is it going to be negative? And the best way to determine that is to convert each of the subtraction problems, like x minus y, over to addition problems, like x plus negative y. That way we can apply the rules that we learned in adding integers in order to determine if the answer is going to be positive or negative. So those are all my examples for IXL 7.C.8 integer subtraction rules. Good luck with your activity.